It began as a summer favor. My daughter, Emily, was preparing for her violin audition, and her boyfriend, Ryan, offered to lend a hand around the house while she practiced. At 21, he was the polite, dependable type, always opening doors, carrying heavy boxes, and addressing me as Ms. Carter, though I often urged him to call me by my first name. I was 39 then, divorced, still living in the same two-story home where my ex-husband once promised forever. Now it only echoed with memories. Most days, Emily was my only company. And even she had started slipping into her own orbit. Rehearsals, college applications, music camps that took her away for weekends. Then there was Ryan. He moved through the house as if it were his own. Fixing the dripping faucet, sorting through the garage, even replacing the porch bulb without being asked. I should have noticed earlier how at ease he had become. Or maybe I did. And I just didn't want to admit how reassuring it was to have someone present again. Someone who saw me. One Saturday afternoon, thick with heat and the threat of another storm, Emily was gone at a camp overnight, and Ryan offered to help carry boxes up to the attic. It was a cramped space. Wooden beams, old dust, the faint smell of cedar and forgotten years. I climbed the ladder first, balancing a box marked Christmas, and he followed carefully behind. We laughed about the weight of the boxes, brushing against each other in the narrow space as we shifted things around. When I turned to thank him, something unspoken flickered between us. His hand brushed mine. Froze. "I should probably head down," he murmured, eyes darting toward the floor like he needed a way out. "Yeah," I whispered, though neither of us moved. For a moment time stalled, the years between us, the roles we carried, mother of his girlfriend, guest in my home, everything blurred. Only the sound of the rain starting to patter on the roof remained, and the fragile space between two people seeing each other clearly. That night sleep never came. I wandered downstairs for water and found Ryan sitting in the dim living room, lit by the soft glow of his phone. He looked up as I passed, and for a heartbeat, silence filled the air. "You couldn't sleep either?" he asked. I shook my head. "Storm coming." He nodded, setting the phone aside. "Or something else." I sat on the edge of the couch. "Do you ever feel like you're living a life that doesn't belong to you? Like you woke up and wondered how you even got here?" He looked at me, truly looked. "Every day," he said quietly. We talked for hours, not about Emily or errands, but about books, childhood memories, and regrets we rarely voiced. He spoke of his father leaving when he was 10. I shared the first time I realized my marriage was gone. When the lights flickered, the room hushed except for the steady rain, soft as a lullaby. As I rose to head upstairs, he stood too. "Good night, Ryan." He hesitated. "Night, Ms. Carter. I mean Claire." That was the first time he'd said my name. The next day returned to normal, or pretended to. Emily came home, Ryan carried her music stand, and we ate dinner like any other Sunday. But every glance held the weight of what hadn't happened, of what nearly had. In the weeks that followed, the air shifted. Slowly, quietly. He lingered longer in the kitchen, offered to fold laundry, let his hand stay a second too long when passing me something. I caught myself watching him out the window while he repaired a dresser in the garage, arms coated in sawdust, face calm with focus, the kind of care I hadn't seen in years. Then came the night of the storm. Emily stayed at a friend's. Ryan returned late from his internship, clothes damp from the rain. I offered him tea. He accepted. We stood in the kitchen, steam rising between us, the power already gone. "I shouldn't be here," he said softly. "Then why are you?" I asked. His gaze searched mine. "Because this place feels more like home than anywhere else." Before I could respond, he turned and left the kitchen. We never spoke of it again, but something invisible had been crossed. The breaking point came the following weekend. Emily visited her father, leaving Ryan and me alone in the house. I was folding sheets in the guest room when he came for a charger. He paused at the doorway. "You know, I've never met anyone like you," he said. I laughed nervously. "That's kind." "No, I mean it. I shouldn't say it, but I look forward to being here. To seeing you. Not just because of Emily." I folded slowly, buying time. He stepped closer. I'm not asking for anything. I just needed you to know. Then he left, and I was left with a racing heart and the terrifying awareness that I felt the same. Nothing ever crossed a physical line, but something emotional did. And that's what people rarely admit. Betrayal doesn't always start in bedrooms. Sometimes it begins in quiet talks, in stolen looks, in realizing someone sees you when you've felt invisible for so long. Eventually, Emily and Ryan ended things. No fights, no tears, just the quiet fading of a summer romance. He moved away for an internship in another state. We never spoke again. Yet sometimes late at night I wonder if I dreamt it, the connection, the quiet storm we nearly drowned in. Then I'll stumble across something he left behind. A folded note, a tool in the garage, the faint cedar scent in the attic. And I remember. Some stories don't end. They linger quietly in the places we never dare to speak of.